His conditioning is much better. It's the second time we trained here, and it's a beautiful place to train. Osada is the staff. Everybody goes out of their way to help us, and so it's a very, very good place to train. I highly recommend it to anybody in Poland as a place to train. But as far as Thomas goes, I think his conditioning now is much better than it was for the last fight. The weaknesses I may not tell you, but the strong sides are he's very strong. He can hurt you with either hand, left hand or right hand. He can fight, I think, one of three ways. He can come forward and attack. He can stand and try to counterpunch, or he can try to box. So we have to be prepared for each one, and you can't allow him to hit you, clean, because he's a very strong fighter. This is not a joke fight. He's coming to further his career, and so is Thomas. So I think it's going to be a very exciting fight, and we just have to prepare and see what happens. It depends a lot on what he does. If he attacks, then you have to move. You can't stand in front of him. If he waits, then you have to move him into a position where you can attack. So a lot of it depends on what he brings to the fight. Thomas fights every time, and I think him being able to fight in Poland again, it kind of gave him a rebirth. He's excited again. So we just have to prepare and see, because that's why I don't bet on fights, because you never know what's going to happen. This fight is about proving that he deserves a championship shot. If he does well in this fight, then I think he has a very good chance of fighting with anybody. But I don't look that far. We just worry about this fight, and then we'll see what happens. I'm not a politician. I'm just a trainer. But if he looks good in this fight, if he just wins the fight, and then you have to see how the other fights play out and who wants to fight. I would love to see another championship fight here in Poland, because the Polish fans, they're great fans. They're as good as any in the world. So I would like to see it for Thomas, and I would like to see it for Poland. I think it'd be a fantastic fight here. We don't know who's going to be the champion after Thomas's fight, because Wilder's going to fight, Povetkin, Ortiz is fighting. There's several fights in the heavyweight division, and the outcome of those fights will determine the politics of who fights who.